Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Still on our speaking scholarship competition. My name is Augustine. I'm here today to announce the result of the competition between Aishat Abdulaziz and Oboro Mabel on the topic social media does more harm than good to society. True or false? The judge has finished scoring the speakers. So let us listen to the judge as he scores the speakers.
Hello everyone. So today I'll be sharing my evaluation of the two speakers, Abdulaziz Aishat and Oboro Mabel, on the topic social media does more harm than good to the society. I assessed the two speakers based on three main criteria. One is delivery and presentation, the other being content and substance, and then the last on structure and organization. So I'm going to start with Abdulaziz Aishat. In terms of delivery and presentation, Abdulaziz demonstrated moderate vocal variety, and so she scored 6 out of 10. Her eye contact was fairly consistent, earning 10 points out of 15, which I believe helped engage our audience, though there is room to make it more dynamic. For body language, it was somewhat limited, so I gave her a score of 4 out of 8. And fluency was good, but slightly hesitant at some time, so I gave her 5 out of 7. So overall, the delivery was clear, but could be more confident and expressive. Regarding the content and structure, content and substance rather, Abdulaziz scored 6 out of 10 for clarity of thought, and 4 out of 10 for depth of analysis. And for supporting evidence, I had to give you 5 out of 20, because even though the main points were understandable, the argument could have been stronger with more examples and data to support your position. So then lastly, for structure and organization, Abdulaziz scored 3 out of 8 for the introduction, and she scored 3 out of 5 for transitions and 5 out of 7 for the conclusion or call to action. The speech actually followed a logical order, but the introduction could have been more engaging to immediately capture the audience attention. So altogether, Abdulaziz Aishat achieved a total score of 51%. And to improve, I suggest practicing more confident delivery. You should be able to add more gestures to your communication and strengthen supporting evidences. And you should be able to craft a more impactful opening, actually. So that's for Abdulaziz Aishat. Now, moving on to Oboro Mabel. For delivery and presentation, Mabel scored higher across all areas, because she scored 8 out of 10 for vocal variety, 12 out of 15 for eye contact. She maintained better eye contact, 6 out of 8 for body language, and 5 out of 7 for fluency. Even though it seemed like the notes were crammed, but her delivery was confident, expressive, and engaging, which made her presentation more compelling. In content and substance, Mabel scored 8 out of 10 for clarity of thought. And then for the depth of analysis, she scored 8 out of 10. For her supporting evidence, she had 15 out of 20. And she presented well-structured arguments, I must say. And she also reinforced them with relevant examples and data, which overall strengthens her position. For the structure and organization, she scored 5 out of 8 for introduction, 3 out of 5 for transition, and 6 out of 7 for our conclusion, and then also for call to action. So I believe that her speech followed logically, and she concluded with a very strong and persuasive call to action. So overall, Oboro Mabel achieved a total score of 76%. And I believe that she can actually redefine or refine her transition slightly to make the movement between points even more fluid and smoother. The overall our presentation was was excellent. Well, finally, both speakers brought valuable insight to the discussion, and I believe that Abdulaziz Aishat has the potential to strengthen our delivery and support our point more effectively, while Oboro Mabel delivered a strong, well coordinated, supported, and engaging speech. And finally, I would encourage both speakers to continue to practice and refine their skills. Thank you.
Having listened to the judge, let me go ahead and announce the result. I'll start with Aisha, the first speaker. There were 146 votes from the public, and out of these votes, Aisha had 72 votes. This gave her a percentage score of 14.8%, and Aisha scored 35.7% from the judge. So her total score is the sum of her score from the public and the score she got from the judge. When you add the two scores, the result is 50.5%. For Mabel, the second speaker, out of the 146 votes from the public, Mabel had 74 votes. So this gave her a percentage score of 15.2%. And Mabel scored 53.2% from the judge. So her total score is the sum of her score from the public and the score she got from the judge. When you add the two scores, you will have 68.4%. So, ladies and gentlemen, this means that for the competition between Aisha and Mabel, Mabel emerged winner with a total score of 68.4%. So, congratulations, Mabel. Well done, Aisha. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.